Welcome. I believe we are live. Yay! My goodness, getting the guidance to meet and connect with you all for this new moon, Lionsgate portal exploration that is today. My goodness, so much moving through from moon and star cycles. Welcome. I will give the first couple minutes for people to get online and to get settled. So know once you arrive that you can check and see, what do you want to drink? Do you want tea? Do you want water? Do you want wine? Do you want beer? What is the craving of a liquid? And to access that, to find what you need to get yourself comfortable, be it where you're seated, to sofa, to bed, and what can allow you to be present. What can you consent to share, be it in just breath, time, space, or you're welcome to chat as well and share certain things of what you maybe brought with you, what you were guided to journey with this evening. Hello, Raquel. Grateful for your presence. The beauty of lives is, yes, we'll get to connect energetically, support each other, and discover what magic wishes to come forwards. And knowing that the beauty of that, you may be able to access some of the inner messages that are ready to be almost condensed into form, words, sensations within you that may align or expand even beyond what I share verbally. So that's the intro. My goodness, welcome. What have I been guided as you get settled? Yes, we will begin a grounding meditation by 8:08 on August 8th to connect to the moon, the stars, ourself, spirit, and bring all of those centers of all those different beautiful beings together. And as we gather, we can see what comes into creation, what comes into form. But you're welcome to share with me what you brought while I share. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. 4 different card decks for sure came in. My favorite, Return of Spirit by Cheryl Lee Harnish, of course. I find this deck, have any of you worked with this deck? If so, I'd love to hear your idea on it, but I really connect to star energy when I connect to this deck. So I love it. And it speaks in fractals, which can speak also vibrationally and with sound energy. So let yourself really feel those cards. And it's funny, I got another feeling deck. Feeling. Cosmic Laws Oracle was popping to get out and come out and play with us today, as well as my new one, which I totally felt coming in. I don't know where the top is, but this is the book that comes with it, which is Pure Magic Oracle. Look at them. Oh my gosh. And last, because of course it's a new moon, you know which ones have to come out, the Moonologies. Moonology by Yasmin Boland. Yes. For some direct messages. But it's interesting because usually when I work with this deck, especially in live oracles, I'm guided to give really direct messages, but what came with it today was the rose quartz. So it's like direct but soft, direct but loving, speaking in compassion already is a message that is coming up. So when you tap into that, how can you speak with some compassion about who you are? What is formulating about how you would share who you are with a stranger or with someone new that is connected to you while you're still able to stand your ground, be who you are fully, and feel protected, feel safe in being able to express the allness that is you. That's what's coming up. And if you do that, as you first connect together in meditation, if you're able to still stand your ground, be who you are, find that individual allness and gather all the aspects of you that are assimilating into defining more and more of you. How can you do that while also accepting the connection to all that this circle cultivates, as well as knowing your individual form, how it interacts and relates with the space, the people, the animals, everything that is around you? So those are some big questions to start this live session. Who are you? And I will share, of course, a little intro to me because this is a one-sided video. I am Josi. Josi Amoni. I'm an artist. What else about me? I love to work with energy medicine. I am a spirit journey guide. I travel continuously through my connection to self and spirit, gathering things, releasing things along the way. And then luckily I have these times or these watering holes or these moments where I gather with one person, a couple of people, or the collective, as in these live videos, and I'm able to kind of share and gather. And as we cast a circle of protection, my dog Paco says hello. He had to be part of it today. As we cast a circle of protection to see then what can surface in this connection, what can surface within you, within I, and within we. So if you brought anything other than oracle cards or certain crystals, did certain crystal keepers come to join your company? I've had lit candle already. You're welcome to do so. Have a drink and get ready to be. Get ready to be still and grounded and breathe and locate your center. And if you're so guided to and you are comfortable with, closing your eyes. And just letting yourself hear on top of the sound of my voice, the sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale, the sound of the noise that is around you, within your home, outside your home. The sounds that may feel more natural, the sounds that may feel more constructed or built or made. Don't worry of how high or how big your breath gets. But on the exhale, allow you to even gently purse your lips as if you wish to whistle or blow out from a straw. As if you're gently kissing the air that's leaving. Which can allow you to feel your legs, the settling of your bones, softening of your skin. Until you start to feel the areas on your skin or above your skin energetically that feel open, that feel light and expanded. You might even feel like they are tingling. As you become aware of all these little surface points, welcome them, welcome the sensation. And as you allow your energy body to expand, with each exhale, feel how you allow the energy of your roots to expand as well, digging you in deeper. Leaning back a little into the comfort of the earth, comfort of your seat, however you may be positioned, whatever is behind you, even if it is air. Opening your throat, softening your eyelids, your forehead, the back of your head, the back of your throat. Letting your breath expand into the circumference of your mind, even beyond it. And each exhale, allow it to move outwards from that center point. From the center point of our mind, within the pineal, within that energetic star within, however many points it may have. Let yourself welcome in the connection to the star that the Lion's Gate portal is all about, the star of Sirius. Welcome the connection to this star, to your ancestors, your kin. Move the energy that you begin to access from your head towards the heart, and then looping from the heart, just like a little figure eight itself, into the belly, back up to the heart, into the head, as slowly as you desire. In the belly, welcoming the reflection and what may be coming to light, what may be surfacing in the shadows of the new moon. Welcoming pressure points. more activity within your body. Trust that your body is assimilating and moving and shifting as we speak. Feel how the movement may slow down from the womb towards the heart. The pace of the travel from the womb and the belly to the heart is. Take some time in the heart, this place where these 2 points within converge. A place where you can welcome all that is you. All aspects of you. All shadows, all light. Aspects of you. All that you have brought in here. Within your being, all that you have carried to this point in time. Breathe into that within the center of your heart. And sense, does it move down to the belly or up to the mind? And just connect it. Move with it between these 3 points. And within this openness received, and this presence received, accessing the force within, where are you intending to go? What is your current vision of self, of spirit, of time, of space, and how you're moving through your life in your skin? What has been surfacing? Daydreams, visions, premonitions. What are you visualizing? What will bring you joy? What will tap into your strengths? Remember them now. Share your manifest now with your heart, with your belly, with your mind, with the spaces that your breath and your energy are now moving together concurrently within. And no matter how far away or how close it may seem and what that brings up within you. Let yourself still locate center. And share a full-bodied yes. To the stars, to the moon, to self, to spirit, to each other. Envision the circle cast around you. Be it in whatever element that shows up, air, fire, water, earth. Feel its support, its protection, its assistance. For you to allow that dream, the sensations of joy, love, to expand further from that center, to take up more space in your whole being, to slowly grow towards that circle that has been cast. Breathe fully into you. Breathe fully you out. I welcome spirit. I welcome other selves. I welcome I. I welcome you and I welcome me. And may the messages received, the messages that flow through this space, assist us, guide us, and be medicine, that which may teach or heal us. Share any opening prayers, gratitude to self, spirit, each other. As you bring gentle movement, you're welcome to stretch, move, and get up. Whatever feels right. As you move from that deep space within into opening your eyes when ready, having some liquids when ready. How is that? How is that? August 8th, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time, connection to Sirius, new moon, and you. Any key words that you wish to share? Any symbols that might be easily recognized with words? Any plant allies arrive? Any animals? You can write them down. You can share them in the chat. Whatever feels good. You can even just think about them. New moon in Leo messages. In Leo with the Lion's Gate. Double lion energy. Welcome, Debbie. Saw a circle of flame surrounding us as we connected to one another. Aho! Welcome, Alexis. My heart was blazing. Yes, yes. I felt like once that protective circle occurred, right? Just as you was sharing, like your heart then was like, oh, I'm safe. I can expand. I can grow. It was just so exciting to then feel the power, the passion, the love that actually resides there already. Welcome, Kara. Devotion. Devotion to who? Devotion to you. Devotion to body. So much, so much. Lovely. Thank you for sharing. The cards that came up to kind of tip into, and it was really neat because I was doing that breath before, that type of infinity symbol between these three space points kind of thing. If you think of it, a space that we work on clearing, which is the mind, a space which we work on clearing sometimes, which is the belly, and then the heart. And how, though, they can feed into each other and assist each other to let you find equilibrium. If the heart feels heavy, you can then like bring that energy into the belly and then through the heart again and back up to the head. So it's a way of kind of still finding your ground. And it's neat because the first card that shows up, hold your vision. Like, look at the stability of these mountains, the stability of the gaze, the perspective, right? I'm getting, instead of feeling like you're sometimes in this card, it might be about holding it. But what they're really guiding me first to go is like, how do you see? How do you have a vision, right? You're able to like stay still enough to see something that's not shaking, you know, like that shaky camera, Blair Witch Project type of like footage, or something that might be wobbly or foggy, right? It's like that clear vision. The holding of your vision is holding that strength, that equilibrium within self, even with all the shadow and the light and the different experiences that are happening inside of it, and to maintain that protective energy and to be able to still move through space. Gosh, we're doing so much just to be present. That being present is the holding. The being present is the maintenance, the work of how it takes to continue to be present in multiple places, spaces, times. But your vision, we're speaking about, how do you see? Do you like how you see? Do you like what you see? Or is there something being asked for a perspective shift? And not a perspective shift of the vision entirely, but simply just going, I'm standing this way and I'm seeing, right? Like if you stood this way and saw the screen this way, you're going to see this image in a certain way, right? And then if you moved over here just a bit, you're going to see, it's not like you're seeing something completely different. You're still seeing the screen, but you're seeing it in a different way. So to walk around your vision almost, they're sharing, to get different perspectives, different ways that the shadow and light play on what you are creating or what you are dreaming of or what you are hoping for. But there's also a very distinct message. You and your loved ones are safe. Growing and expanding and interacting, acting, moving, it's not just be present. It's now like the being, the doing, the creating, the force, the direction of movement that we even spoke of in the meditation. And they're sharing that like in that space, there is safety, dependent on how far you have cast your circle, cast the energy and boundaries and needs that are met. And so trust that in this converging intensity of multiple points in time coming together to shift and be felt by many, many on no matter where they are in that journey, no matter where they are on the road, that you can share blessings and prayer to you and those that you love, past, present, and future, and trust in their safety. Trust that you are protected. Your hard work is paying off. I love the image of this Capricorn image. You see how it's like that part gazelle or ram or deer, right? That like hooved, quick on its feet creature. But in the back, there's this like fishtail. So that there's like the pride of being and the joy of the prance and the potentiality of like moving with this safety and this protection on top, but still in some ease. And it's not necessarily showing swiftness of how things are going to pay off. It's just that like trust that what you have done to get to this point in time in the you that you are is A-okay. Who you are now is A-okay. I've done a lot of work. Give yourself some accolades. I've done a lot of work. Ooh. And now how much playtime, how much rest time do I need so I can continue work? Right? Because sometimes when we're like, hard work is paying off, we're like, you've done all your work. It's the end of the day. It's the weekend, the rest day, right? Like the payday. And so that you can just go, okay, I'm done. But what if like work, rest, and play were in a more fluid ride so that you could like work, rest, play, like all within that same experience of you? Because of course the work is incomplete, meaning there is still more work to do. What is your capacity for that at this time? And what needs do you have to have met that are as important as your I guess, necessities? Like I'm getting like, they're like as much as the things that you think, oh, work is paying for food and a place over, like a roof over my head and for clothes, like those type of necessities, those items that you need to survive, right? On top of those survival needs, what else do you need to give yourself on a regular basis, be it in rest or in playtime, to allow you to continue to work in a gentler manner that will not feel like you need to like throw in the towel and be done with effort and action and movement for the rest of your life again. And you're just getting that there is some who are tired. Tired of the work and I don't want to do anymore. What is coming up? Any keywords that have come up with those 3 cards? And I'll see once I share them again in this first bit. Fixed moon. It's like a snapshot. This is what I see. This is what I dream. Keep it like a postcard. Keep it for something for me to look at. But then also know that as I look at it and as I gaze upon it and as I intend to walk further and closer towards it, I will start to see that thing in different light because I might come closer to the mountains. So they might not look like this anymore. I might move further away from the reflection of the moon, so it might be seen different. Trusting that as you're continuing to walk the path, that is where you're walking towards this vision. But if it looks different on the way, not to falter, to trust that you are still walking the safe path that is right and true for you and the ones that you love. I got these new cards. I'm really excited to bring them out. They're like screaming. Tired. I think Alexis shares, I think I've gotten to the point where I'm really understanding my limits are to be cherished. Yes, cherish, devotion. These words that are coming out right now, I'm loving them. Thank you for sharing. Because absolutely, it's like the limits of how much work, how much play, how much rest, how much, more. You know, there's going to have to be limits to expansion, or else it's more like an explosion, right? You're just like, I'm one, I'm all, and just like explode into a million pieces. We want to like somewhat keep our form as we expand and grow. And in that, then we really have to honor kind of the limits so that we literally, I just get that visual again of like us not exploding, but expanding. So yes, cherish your limits. There are ways in maintaining your form, your body, yourself, while you explore maybe how does it feel to have a bit more energy here, or a bit more cushion, or a bit more strength, you know, as you're just reshaping, reconfiguring what is coming into your life and how you can still stand and be you in what is to come. These cards are set up with the elements, so you're welcome to share what elemental messages and how maybe water, fire, earth, or air, like how they move through you once you receive these cards. Okay. The magic number is 3 today. So first one is, I believe it's a water card, but again, I'm new to these cards, so I'll double check because it could also be air. Let us see. Air, yes. Air, then water, then fire. So we have all the elements in here except for earth. And as soon as I get like air, water, and fire, even before reading further, I'm like ground. If all 3 are present, they're working with the missing one. So ground. Ground as you receive this. Ground as you breathe through this. The first one that comes up is sylphs. I'm not as familiar with that word, actually. Does anyone have the definition handy? SYLPHS, sylphs. Look how gentle this is. This form with all that gorgeous stuff growing, as well as plant allies being held as memories of journeys, past, present, future, all being shared here. Shares peace, agent of change, impact, importance. Whoa. Okay, so we're back onto, and this is so beautiful because you may have been hearing a lot of people speak of like the new leaders or new way of leading, right? Which is complementary and not like patriarchal, but something that is bringing more harmony and balance and the complementing of people's strengths and experiences. And what I'm receiving a lot from this is like a new language instead of, because sometimes leader, if someone was like, you're the next leader of tomorrow, that might like already be like, whoa, that's a lot of information. I don't know if I want to be a leader. I'm still moving through stuff that's that. And so I love this agency. Agency's been coming through a lot. Agency is like the capacity, back to that type of like understanding limits, your capacity, the capacity to, and for you to create change within you as well as in your surroundings, right? That you have this agency of space, this ability to make change in what is personal, what is in your circle. And so this agent of change, this impact, this importance is realizing that even if that space might not be the size of like the earth, right, just yet, might not be the size of even a small city just yet, that amount of space that you have personal agency over is practice ground. Just think of that. Because then once you get more comfortable in that capacity of space, you can potentially increase the limit, increase the space, increase the circle that you cast, increase the level of space that you feel and trust in the safety of all that is within. And so then growth, impact, change on larger levels, if that's part of your vision, and that already is like going, what the, I don't know, like that's big, that's a lot of stuff, and some of the fears that come up around that, they're like, realize that the agent of change is first understanding that you have agency of shifting the first form, the first like thing that is protected, and then potentially even just your surroundings in your strength cloak almost. Feel and work on cultivating the peace in that space, making the shifts required in that space. And then as you feel comfortable, not tired, not restricted, not limited, to even expand it just a little, just enough space for another plant to be in that circle. Maybe then another animal, maybe then another human. So the growth of you and your impact and the amount of people that are impacted by your loving you-ness, right? In that safer space, grow as you grow. Kara is struck for no words. It is a pretty cool visual because yes, everyone wants to be impactful. I remember actually this lady like recently who I tapped in who was like, I work with people who want to impact or create change in the world. And it's like, and then seeing though that the multiple steps that might be to get there to that really incredible, fast, fabulous vision of all that you can truly offer, that in itself would be like, holy crap, am I ready to not even just walk in those shoes? Am I ready to take up that amount of space? And will I still feel grounded, connected into my support system of the earth, my ancestors, clear enough to connect to the stars, the sun, all of that fabulous access and entry points, plus open enough to still connect to the heart and the multiple things that can be explored in there. So that was air blowing through it. That was even a really quick and swift message. Be aware of how much space you can and feel comfortable and safe in taking up, and get comfortable in that, get peaceful in that. Feel strength in that, feel confident in that. I am an agent of change in this foot, 3 feet, massive amount of space around me. And then water comes in to add in this gorgeous message. Florida waters. Florida waters, this wonderful mixture of herbals and florals, those beautiful scents, the power and the wisdom of water, natural form, enchanted potion, red roses, cleansing. Oh my goodness. I need to take a moment with water. Anyone sensing keywords, visuals from these cards, you're welcome to just drop them in. I'm getting from this Nature Integration Heart Center. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So I'm getting from this like the magic of water. And what I mean by that is like we know we're like water, it's cleansing, it carries the wisdom of our ancestors, it brings life. Without water, we wouldn't be able to be supple beings. We wouldn't be able to grow, all of this like awesome sauce. But it's also sharing kind of like that, like when it says enchanted potion, it's like thinking of the elixir of life. We're like, yes, water is life. It's like, think of the elixir, the actual thing that the fluid that brings life, brings blessing, brings holy, brings sacred, brings divinity as it moves. And so instead of thinking of cleansing, just washing away your old, right? Like, because whenever we reborn or redefine or share new words about who we are and our boundaries and our needs and our visions and all of this stuff and what we need to feel safe to be able to move through space to work towards where we're going. We think that maybe sometimes it's just about cleaning, right? Like cleansing, like, using the water to wash off the dirt, to wash off the old, to wash off the past bits of us, wash off the past people, wash off all the stuff that comes that might think like that it's dirt or grime. But what this comes up in cleansing, they are sharing red roses, enchanted potion, natural form, that feel on top of what it may wash away, the action and the sacredness of water touching and blessing whatever it comes into contact with, be it your home, be it your body, be it your insides, right? Wherever it goes, it is moving through and almost like fertilizing, right? And lubricating, like creating more ability, more suppleness for things to grow and expand with more ease. I'm receiving a lot of this, that like this is, feel that regular cleansing practices right now are not about scrubbing you into a new person. Like I get, this is not like a purification thing of going like, ugh, I'm not worthy. It's about more so like I honor what needs to fall away and back into the earth or back towards the earth. Think more of then when you're like the things that you are scrubbing off or falling away are moving like little river droplets towards a larger body of water. And so, and then what that allows is then your body, your surface, your area of space to feel more susceptible to draw in from other sources, the nutrients and the things that will travel through those river runways, I guess, so to say, to assist in your growth. Of course, this comes with protection, but I'm getting, for some of you, adornment, to see like what beautiful expressions you're actually adorning your body with, and feel like that is something that is cleansing. It's cleansing the air. It's keeping the skin soft and supple to continue to grow. It's protecting the skin in that type of way. So be it if you wear plants or certain elements of nature, it says natural form, like getting, and it's neat how water is bringing up earth, that grounding aspect. Like this will, of course, allow you to feel in greater connection. And in that greater connection, they're bringing me right over to fire, goodness, which is salamander. Hi, portal. Hi, new moon portal. Lionsgate way. Ouroboros, creative work, infinite wisdom, alchemy. And there's 3 salamanders crawling all around it. So the cleansing, as it's blessing your body the water is not just scrubbing away, but just allowing your skin to be softer and more supple to the touch. Think of like, then it's like the skin like a lizard or a salamander, that, and how easy it can very gently and slowly and in its own way move through these portals, move through these high intensity, potentially high frequency places of message and growth and shift while still remaining intact. Whew, the messages today, I tell you, these it's really interesting because star messages that usually come with star alignments are very like all encompassing. So sometimes the languaging, like even when I'm saying some of it, I know that I'll probably have to replay some of these parts to really let it integrate, because it's from a place that feels like so many, even like million light years away in time and space that we're accessing at this point. And then new moon is like you're really, really comfortable with the uncomfortable, but also like the discomfort in the darkness and in the shadows, and realizing that fears are also what is like what may be part of these allies, right? That is assisting the change. They may be tattooed on you more so as like wards or talismans to protect you, but stepping through a gateway can bring up some uncertainty. And so they're sharing, allow this time. And when I just ask, because they keep on saying this time, and I'm not usually familiar with like them saying a specific time. And so I'm just checking in, like, what is this time? And they're sharing like in the next years. Okay. So like this time, when they're referring to it, allow this time for these practices or for this aspect of your journey to get more confident and comfortable in moving into larger spaces, and even moving into with ease through these literal black holes or portals, right? Like these things that you're just like feel like a void and going, do I have everything I need? Trust. You do have everything you need to be here, to be now. Trust. And that this portal that we're entering is initiating a stream and a series of events that will continue to gently move through your cycles for the next years. Is anyone getting a specific year number? I'm getting, they're like laughing. They're like, well, 8, silly. Like that would be the overall cycle. I love when they just kind of are like, well, hello. But I'm also getting 2. So it's like, don't think that this cycle you'll only see, this what's starting and initiating, it's only going to pay off in 8 years. That's a lot of patience that I'm going to have. They're like, think 2 years, 6 years, 8 years. Like there could also be within the 2 years, there could be birthdays, there could be other portal moments, other gateways. So it then becomes like this tapestry of interwoven points, even though you enter through a marker point, and it might look weird, it might look a little darker, because it's, you might have to figure out what's the mountain, where's, because it's, you stepped in onto the path through like a little warp hole. I'm getting that. They're like sharing today is going like, who you are now, you step through this highly charged point in time, and that will still bring you to where you wish to go, where you are dreaming, what you are dreaming for or looking at, right? But it might bring you a little further forward, or a little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the right of that vision, which is best for you at this point in time now. so that you can then get there in a way that will be more honoring of your stamina and capacity to move through what is coming. Is there questions on what is coming? I'm getting that. And if anyone is receiving anything as well from your guides, any words, but I'm going to go right into the star cards. Whew. Came through even in the recorded, like in the meditation at the beginning, when it was being shared to, like, we're here connecting to moon and stars, and you think that it would be first to like go up there, but the guidance energetically was to first go into the earth, right? Really root into the earth, ground your signal, so to speak, your signature energy, and then from that, I remember Earth Mother in one of my meditations and journey marker points with her. She first shared that kind of lean back into the support, but then also that like grounding and anchoring into the earth will allow you then to grow your branches to explore very, very far while still feeling safe. And so that message is just being guided to share, is that when you are connecting to the stars, the moon, and specifically in a convergence like this, of like a star and a moon aligning on a same date, to make sure you're anchored first, or else it would be a very like dizzying process and might even like bring up more fogginess or uncertainty, more doubts, because it's like I see almost like this like helium balloon that just doesn't have as much weight, and then being able to go, where's my center? So grounding is very important through this. Thank you for sharing. This week I was given a timeline of 2028. Yes. 2 and 8, similar numbers. Interesting. Oh my gosh, thank you for even sharing that. Because yeah, I was like getting 8, but then they were like, also look at like what you can be accomplished in 2. And 2028, yes. We are in the 20s, we're in the 2s. Have been practicing this as mindful radical acceptance as well as bathing. Yes. Lots of good bathing, showering, cleansing rituals without feeling that it's just there to remove the caca. It's there to remove the caca, but also to pay homage to and to give hydration to the wonder that is your body and your being. What is yet to come? Where are we going, this group together, and who checks in on the replay? Because know that if when you gotta go, you gotta go. We won't be much longer. Trying to draw one from the cosmic laws and one from this deck. Okay. All right. You're seeing how, did you see how they flew there? I don't know sometimes if the flying is caught on camera. Okay. I love it. What is the quality of what is within that doorway that you see? If you felt that you moved through it, right, with the salamander in a creative way, in an easeful way that wasn't cutting through it, slicing through it, karate chopping through it, right? That you could access actually what is in the quality of what you're walking through, the darkness that you're walking through. And then the stars and the gentle bits of light will start to create shapes and forms. What does that feel like? Does it feel like a stone, soil, molasses? And what does that bring up when you sometimes feel those different types of form, be it harder, stronger, heavier? Because they're bringing up first, which is so neat, stagnation. I'm getting, this is so neat. They're like sharing, like, this is not a gateway. Like, do you understand the teachings of Salamander? They're saying it's like, this is not a gateway for you to walk through like this, and be like, here's my sword. This is me. Hear me roar. Like, that even like got my throat. That's the energy is slower, even allowing yourself to feel defeated, to feel tired, to feel the immensity of what you have moved through, gone through, the immensity of the things that you carried on your back from your ancestors, your past, from the stories and previous lifetimes of experiences and things. And to honor the weight and the sludge almost that you may feel you move through at first. Sometimes when we feel we move through gateways, that all of a sudden things are going to speed up. And so we repair ourselves for that, right? We see that all the time in movies. Like someone sees this like swirling hole of energy and they're like, right? And like jump through it. The portal's closing. And so I love how they're sharing. It's like the energy of this gateway is 8 years. You may start to see some things within 2 years. It starts today. So what would be the pace? Do you want to run for 2 years? Do you want to honor what you're carrying and come in exactly how you are? I see this like person just moving through with this like, things that they're carrying on their feet, on their back, right? Spirit's still with them. There is support and energetic support with them. They're not walking through by themselves, even if it feels a little heavier or imperfect than what you would have wanted to be at this point in time. This is reminds me, what was that quotation about, like, and some of you will probably be able to place it, but the one that is kind of having to honor the people who you used to be to allow the person who you are becoming, right? Like you have to almost, and so that type of thing of honoring like all these aspects of what I carry that is me and all the different dynamics and relationships that are around me, or in the amount of like just me and spirit walking alone, right? Or within big community of the people that I'm carrying as well and supporting. Honor the weight, and that part of that weight is the support of ancestors and spirit. And so allow your pace not to be gentle for just a time. And I think that's really interesting why they kept on saying this time that is 2 years, this, right? It's like this time is a longer thing. How would you go on a journey for 8 years? How would you go on a journey for 2 years? How would you go on a journey for 3 months? It's going to be very different than just taking a big jump and a leap into the abyss. Honor the pace, honor the times you need to put the packs down to assimilate. How many baths and showers along the way to wash off the soot, dust off the ash, bathe and protect. This is becoming a lifestyle, a life journey. And so when we see it as that and make peace, back to this peace, agent of change, impact, importance, realizing and making peace that change, that shift might happen like this at times, or in more gradual and longer paces. And so then it is your agency to say, slow down or let's go. Which is neat because I'm here going, slow down or let's go. And who shows up? The mediumship card. think all of you by this point know that I work with people that are not here, the unseen, but the most definitely felt. The ancestors ascended, the most benevolent and kind of our ancients, those that are within our lineages, dead people. And I was thinking of this today, of going, my goodness, how many others have I connected to on my journeys? I'm sure many of you are as well. What is uncertain about that? About moving into the shadows in the night, moving into an alchemizing and understanding death. For some of you have a lot to offer. A lot to offer yourself. Remember, it's like, offer the world. No, remember just that circle of self first. And maybe who is involved in that circle of comfort and safety first. And then maybe a little larger and a little larger over time, if you so choose. But this is moving into spaces with spirit that might sometimes feel unsafe or bring up memories of that you weren't safe or that you were scared. But you, and I'm saying you plural, because it's not just one of you on here. They are saying you plural have ways to access loving messages, support along this longer journey that started. You're like, oh, I'm here. I'm walking through the portal. Oh, 2 more years. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. I met some guides along the way. Someone's guide's name is like Cassandra. Sandra. Someone of the Cassandra or a Sandra is coming in. Cassandra, but not pronounced that way. Cassandra. Something like that. I see some of you counseling and connecting with people one-on-one, two-on-one, small groups, intimate connection, and sharing what you receive from and also because what you receive from these ancients and these past ones share connection points to people. So this is not even there. It's not even sharing like communal grieving, right? Grieving can be, but it's beyond that. It's just like sitting, being in presence, and sharing what comes through from loved ones together. I think that's the most interesting thing in working with energy and spirit. And 909 right now as I look at that. So we're in another aspect of the portal. But is how actually, like, people might be sensitive, but might not be able to feel their own body, right? Like, you work towards feeling and sensing certain things. But the one thing, it doesn't matter if I connect to someone who I've been working with for a long time or someone who might have done nothing, no meditations, no nothing. Past loved ones, they will see. They will see. As soon as you become present and open to feeling safer in the body, they are the first ones accessed, and they're ones that are comforting to people. right? Because you know them and they love you, and you have them a memory, a physical memory of them like hugging you or comforting you. And so it allows your body to soften and open. And so what they're sharing with me, and so neat, and reminding me of that type of fact, that going like, Jos, like those are the ancestors that people see first, or the ones that have passed on, that they knew when they were alive, right? When we think of, and if you don't know, and if you haven't had any that have passed on and know when you are alive, sometimes then those visuals of those people will be very confusing, because you're like, they kind of look like me, but they don't look like me. But I have a very clear image of a being that just kind of like showed up, but and with my eyes closed, and then you're like, holy crap, who are you? I don't know if I want you, right? And know though that in the initial opening and connection to spirit, those most loving ancestors show up first. And so they're sharing tonight, maybe even also within the circle, some of you might be connecting to their touch. They sometimes show up and feel like a little extra burn in the heart, like there's like extra embers that are added to your center. And they might even show up of extra movement in the belly, subtle kind of like whispers around the neck, the back, touches on the shoulder, the arm, the wrist, right? Might even some, once you allow them to be with you, you may even feel their support on the back of your heart, even on the back of your head, the back of your neck. So what areas kind of respond right now and open to the response of their support and their love? On top of Cassandra for someone, Edie. There's an Edie coming through. There's like a bunch of, yeah. And it's so neat because these are not like star being names. These are names of people, of those who used to be human, who were born. These are born names, body names that are being shared. So, and this is not a pitch for you to come and do mediumship work with me. They're saying like, you have this access, you have this gift to connect to, and it's a gift that we all carry. And it's one of the easiest ways of really sensing support. So to start communing with your ancestors, even if it is just one, right? Sometimes it can be a grandmother, an elder, an auntie. It could be like one I remember that I've never met but showed up for me, had a similar name from me. It was like Josefine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Is that me? And it was like, no, I'm your auntie. I'm like, oh, okay. So I've never actually met them, but I received the connection and their support. And I think that's even coming back to like this, you and your loved ones are safe. It's like within your shell, however protective your circle is, you always have loved ones. You always have access to deceased and most loving ancestors. Okay. So with that, I'm an avid stoner. I like the way this is going. That's too funny. I'm happy you're honoring plant medicine. Actually, I think Raquel was it that you asked about marijuana and the third eye. And it's neat. I had a feeling that we might talk about that, especially because the next card comes up as shifting. Yes, medicine and things are grounding in nature. And so the main thing is to honor it as is needed as medicine, and it can absolutely then like ground and assimilate and pacify and calm the areas of turbulence within, so that you can then access that flow. Or sometimes you can get stuck in trying to just access one area of flow because you kind of like that focal point could get stuck in a loop. So It's just learning how to work with back again what showed up. Creative work, creative flow, right? So flowing with your of what comes in your life and what comes out your life. Like I even, as I shared at the beginning of this oracle session, I was like, you need a glass of wine. Like I don't drink, but like it's okay. That's what Spirit was sharing, is like, come, what is that Nirvana song, Come As We Are? Come as you are. I think it's Come As You Are. Maybe Come As We Are. But that's like that is the overall theme for this connection and and creating magic, right? Is to be and be exactly who you are, and to let yourself show up with the support that you need, but while also acknowledging that that support and those things, those plant allies, those spirits, these loved ones, all these things that we're gathering and moving through this collective portal with, are not there as coping mechanisms. They don't have to just be there to numb you or to what are other coping make you feel safer, right? That's what you're building, so that these can then just support you in either sharing their medicine, which is the teachings and the healing of you. So yes, for all those that want to imbibe, it's finding what works and how it can still maintain some semblance of flow. And if you get stuck and disoriented, right, then realize it might be like just something needs to unstick it. And usually what is really good at unsticking any bundle of energy is to first ground. Is just to find back to that initial and all encompassing message. Now, since I have a whole bunch of incredible beings that I adore working and connecting with, there will be one more card being drawn utilizing the angel heart sigils, mystical symbols from the Angels of Atlantis by Stuart Pearce. That's a good way of saying it. Had to pull out some symbols. I know some of you are working with symbols right now. And of course, as an oracle, I work with eyes. Let yourself take a deep breath out. Connect to heart. Ask for this one more aspect of this message. Okay. So if any of you are not on your phone, or if you're on your computer and you can pull up Google Dictionary, I would love someone to find the definition of sylphs that I asked for and veneration. Because I know these words, but they're asking me to look deeper. Let me see if I can also pull it up as well. Like, are you able to still see me? Let me just see. Veneration meaning. So the meaning is great respect or reverence is the word veneration. Okay. Like the traditional veneration of saints, right? That makes sense why there is on this card then these pictures of Paramahansa Yogananda, as well as someone else that I'm not as familiar with. Archangel Uriel, look at this symbol. I'm getting tree of life, but also growing outside of outside of the circles, like growing further into your strength and your reach for impact and change. But I'm guided to also find out that last word of sylph meaning. Sylph, okay, that's so neat. They're an imaginary spirit of the air, or also a slender feminine creature, or a mainly dark green and blue hummingbird, the male of which has a long forked tail. Wow, so there's some multiple meanings for sylph. And so how interesting that they shared with me to look these up. together, right? Because when we see this like graceful air-like creature and something to be revered, something to be honored, and even back to this one of like natural form and letting beauty blossom. This is, ooh. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing some of the messages. It requires honesty. You don't change, you transcend. And that's why I shared this. And realizing how much the transcending is gathering tools. You don't change, you transcend. Interesting. And it requires honesty of myself and who I am, where I am, the shadows and the stuff I like. Yes, Alexa. Sorry, I'm just seeing it in a couple posts. This change, this agency of change that we are, that could be a transcender, a transponder, a transducer, a transfigurer, a transformer. I've been really working and like looking at all the different words that come to me with, is it the prefix, that part of the word of trans, this shift. So when, that you don't change is constant. So it's not that we change or we do not change. We are always, everything is changing. That is the constant. That is like the actual ground zero, so to speak. That is the thing that is flowing always, is change. So what we do within all of those changing elements is, yes, to see like, what are we wishing to transform, transmute, transgress, transcend, transpond, transmit. And how are we then realizing that we are moving through air, through space, through all of this stuff that is changing and shifting around us, and being our own agent of change? That's what came to me from sharing that. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I love how there's multiple messages in different translations, even translate, right? And so there's a beauty in that. It's then gathering what different messages you receive and then alchemizing them with all the tools that you carry and all the aspects of yourself that you are, the shadows, the light, and then going, okay, what is this mix? Translating, transmitting, transducing, transfiguring. What is coming from that? And that is to be, that is to be venerated. That we can work and play and rest on being the change, right? Even of our body, our form, of our surroundings, and slowly but surely more and more. But to honor that each and every one of us have this, are stepping through this. This is not, even though we think it's so low in our life with our spirit team, that everyone is becoming and shifting and transducing and transfiguring and all of that, all of it. And so then that is not meant to be to humble you or to think that you can't take up space or that you should feel, I need to be smaller or walk around, It's not that. It's not about fighting then who can be bigger, right? There's enough space for all. And so it is just sharing to not feel that is like a pinnacle end point. These pinnacle endpoints of perfection that we think of sometimes when we look at revered saints or beautiful things like hummingbirds or things that have the most incredible assimilation of just a beauty that touches and allows you to feel so many things. Remember that is you as well. And so and it's neat how they shared even the tone of these messages was softer and gentler with compassion. It's like, remember that we're all moving through this portal, all being asked to slow down the pace, all being asked to move on a longer journey and to grow into more and more of being that all that you are, that is not in a perfect phase or state. And so I feel just to close, let yourself do a little stretch or so, but to really connect to your body, the growing pains, the aches, and all of that stuff, and be like, I am standing. Standing is so cool. Think if everything is changing and moving around me, all the circumstances from city, family, friends, world, right? All of these things colliding and interspersing and moving and moving and moving around me, and all the things within me are moving and moving and moving and moving within me, right? Constant shift. The ability to stand within your center is key. To know that you can move, but you can walk, you can ride, you can dance in a pace that you still are able to not feel like all of this movement is throwing you all over, but all of this movement is assisting in your growth, assisting you in shifting and becoming more of you. Any questions come up? Any things that you wish to add? I'm feeling we're getting to a close. I'm feeling ready to go for a walk outside. As you can see, my body is wanting to now ground this into the earth and into my being. Meeting on these farm portal dates might be a little trippy, so I also thank you for breathing. And if you wish to do a grounding and even step back into that meditation we did at the beginning, 8 minutes in, to replay that now and see, after moving through this information that showed up and that we worked within circle together, how to close this energy, and how to honor that a closing is also a beginning, but also a receiving. I'm going to share some sound that wishes to come through. Some sound medicine, be it ancient tongue or from the stars. Just let yourself breathe here. Receive the blessings, the love, the grace, the acceptance of you now. Honoring that you will continuously change as you work in transmitting, transponding, transducing, transforming, all in relation to you, in relation to I, in relation to we. Que kwa kue se te 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 tu se tua te sutu tua te sa tata tua te shusu tua te te ratues. E se te ke te ata se tua te se te sutu tua se te ata tu sutu tu se sa ti te atu se sutu tua te. Mia ke a kua se tua tue se te ta jutu tua tu se ta tu se te tua te te tua su tua au tu te sui te te so wa kua tu tua te sa tae. O tua tua kua ke se tue se te tua kua kua ke se te tua te se tue tua te tu se te tua ke se tua. Kua se tue te tua te se te tua te se we tua te se tua te ko te se tua te se tua ko tu ya Feel the comfort at the back of your belly, also known as the sacrum area, into your spine. Breathe into that area. Bring some gentle movement. Feel into the comfort and the safety of the back of your heart. Into the comfort and the safety of the back of your head. Feel now that the gateway is behind you. This black void. And to let yourself, from the external extremities of the back of your body, gently merge into this gateway. Gently fall into it. Still find your ground. Gently fall back into it. Still find your ground. Press into your feet, to your seat, backs of your legs. Feel how your body moves, almost even snake-like, tentatively into what is coming our way, what we are moving through and towards. But then also finding your capacity on the way, your strength, your form. You are so guided to move, to walk, to ground. Enjoy what is moving through your body, and to feel that the space behind you, in front of you, and to your sides is the space of what we have stepped into, what we are moving through. So the space around you is sacred as you are. So much love to you all. Thank you for sharing your energy. Thank you for sharing your breath. Thank you for sharing your presence on this magical night. And look forward to hearing what more magic moves through, what more may be received, released, open to, forwards, onwards, into. Have a great night. Bye-bye.